Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a December writing update. Can't believe it's the end of the year already. This has been both a very short year and seems to be an extremely long year at the same time. I seem to have packed a lot in, and yet only the other day I'm sure it was March. So looking ahead, next year is going to be very busy. On the thumbnail for this video I've put a list of the 3 primary events that I'm going to be doing next year, which start in end of March, start of April. Eastercon, which is in Telford in the UK. This is an annual event that moves around the country, and I'll be attending that one. I've put myself forward to be on some panels. There's a website link below, so if you're in the UK and you want to attend that, you can see who the guests of honour are. Those ones, Eastercons are normally fairly small, I would say. They're much like the regional US conventions. We have 700 up to maybe 1,000 people max, so it's quite a small thing. It's set in a hotel and exhibition centre. It's great for meeting authors and going to talks and agents and editors and finding out all about the science fiction, but predominantly the fantasy scene. And I really enjoy these ones, meeting friends, doing panels, talking about writing. It's really good. And then in August, we have the big one, Worldcon. This is an event that moves around the world, not just the UK. And it's going to be in Glasgow in August. So in theory, it's the summer, and in theory it'll be warm. However, it's the UK, and even more accurate than that, it's Scotland, so it could be raining. So take some t-shirts by all means, but also take a waterproof, just in case you get caught in the rain. It's going to be a huge event. I estimate anywhere from 6 to 10,000 because Worldcon attracts a lot of overseas people. America, Europe, Far East as well, Australasia. People come for this from wherever it is. So that one's going to be a great event. There again, I've put myself forward to be on some panels, but because obviously there are a lot more authors attending, I'll probably be on less than I would at a UK convention, but it should be a lot of fun. I'll get to see some authors I've never met in person, hopefully be on some panels with some of them, and it's a longer event. I think it's either like 4 or 5 days, and normally conventions are just like a long weekend, sort of Friday, Saturday, and half of Sunday sort of thing. So this will be the big one. This will be tiring. This will be expensive. You can get your ticket now, of course, but obviously hotel rooms are block booked by the organisers. So they, give you a discount on a certain number of hotels, and those hotels will be released in January. Other people have already secured their accommodation if you want. You don't have to go with what the organisers do, of course. And then normally September will be Fantasycon, but they've pushed it back a little bit. So that's going to be in October in Chester, which is kind of northwest-ish of England, and I will be attending that one as well. In terms of the book news, I have handed in my first major edits on Judas Blossom 2. I've nicknamed it Electric Boogaloo because it rhymes, and I can't tell you the title, but I have a title, and it's been approved, and I have a cover, and that's completely signed off now as well. So for the remainder of December, I am now going to do a read-through on the first draft of Judas Book 3, and I have 2 chapters left to write, the final 2 chapters. So these are kind of tying up chapters, trying to make sure everything fits together cohesively. And now that I've just done a major edit on Book 2, I've now gone straight back into Book 3, and so I'm trying to make sure that everything works, everything follows through, and everything progresses in a logical fashion. And of course I have to give satisfying ending for all of the characters. So there's a lot of playing around, a lot of things to do, and having things in the front of my mind from Book 2 really helps. So from January, we're into completely new territory. I will be doing edits next year, of course, further edits on Book 2, edits on Judas Book 3, but from January I will be starting to write something completely new. The Nightingale and the Falcon trilogy will be complete in terms of new writing. This will be new world, new stuff, totally brand new. As I've said before, I want to do something self-published in parallel with my traditional publishing. So in January, I'll be talking to my agent. I will pitch my ideas to her, give her the samples, give her the chapters that I've done, get her opinion, and then possibly have some conversations with my editor at Angry Robot and see if they're interested in any of the ideas, and then we'll go forward from then. I don't know if I'll have to write the first draft of one of the books completely, or because I've now been working with them for a long time and they know I'm reliable, they know I deliver to all of my deadlines, they may be willing to go on spec, which is where they have the sample chapters, but they don't need to see the whole of the first draft. I don't know. It kind of depends on lots of factors, really. But I'm hoping, because of my relationship with them, that is possible. It makes things a lot easier. It means I can just start writing the book straight away, do more detailed planning, and then carry on. I don't have to write the book first, which slows everything down, of course, because the traditional publishing cycle, as I've talked about on this channel a lot, is very slow. And if I have to write a first draft first, it means the book would potentially come out in 2026 instead of, in theory, maybe 2025. I don't know. It's that thing of, do you want to have more than one book coming out a year? I would like to, if possible, traditionally published, especially if they're not in the same series, but I don't know. It depends upon the publishing schedule, depends upon their cycle, it depends upon what else they've got going, and it depends upon if they want to see the whole of the first draft first before they make a decision. So yeah, lots of things I still can't control because I'm just a mid-lister. I'm not one of these top-tier authors or household names where they can pitch a book, give some ideas, and a publisher will probably say, yeah, sure, that's fine. Go ahead. Here's an advance. Go and write the book. Because they know some of the really big authors will just sell a certain amount of books sight unseen, that some people will just pick up the next Stephen King, the next James Patterson book, whatever it might be. But for those of us who aren't those authors, we have to do a lot more work ahead of time. I'm still making lots of detailed plans on my self-published idea. I'm making lots of notes. I've done a world map. I've got lots of world stuff in my world Bible on the different races, on the magic, and I'm having a great fun with playing around with all of this. But in the back of my mind, I know that it is not writing. It's great fun to do this kind of stuff. It feels like role-playing without actually doing any of the work. But the work is sitting down and writing the book, and that is tough, and that is hard. But all of that is to come. December will be reasonably busy. By the time this comes out, I've just done my last event at a local Waterstones bookshop with a bunch of authors for sort of a Christmas thing, signing and mulled wine and mince pies and all that kind of stuff. I've got a couple more interviews this month. Obviously, I've got some more interviews coming up on the channel and videos as ever. But beyond that, it'll be a fairly quiet December. I'm going to take a break over Christmas of about 10, 12 days. I'll have finished work, my day job. I won't be doing any writing at all. And I'm just going to completely chill out. I'm going to read. I'm going to play video games. I'm going to eat. I'm going to catch up on my sleep. Go outside if it's not raining or snowing, which it has been fairly recently. And just have a break and switch off and recharge and try and catch up on some of that TV that I've been putting aside to do other things, to write. Yeah, and I'm going to have a nice rest, really, and a nice holiday season. So I hope you all have a good Christmas, if you celebrate it or not, or even just a break over the holidays. Thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for supporting my channel. I appreciate it all. There's links down below, as ever. If you want to pick up any of my books for Christmas, that would be great. I would love that. Always a great present to give someone books for Christmas. I got a stack, and there's a stack more on my Christmas list. So yes, I will be trying to tackle my TBR as ever, but there's always more books than time. Okay, that's it for today. I'll be back very soon with another video.